You are 65. There is $2,100,000 in an account with your name on it. You are not smiling. You are not counting it. You are just sitting there in a kitchen that is paid for, looking at a number that took 40 years to become real. But this story does not start there. It starts at 25, above a laundromat, in an apartment where the radiator clangs at 6 in the morning. Your paycheck runs out 3 days before the next one arrives. You have $0 saved for retirement. Not low. Zero. Here is the question nobody wants you to ask out loud. How much do you actually have saved right now, today, for the version of you that turns 65? Say the real number in the comments. Not the number you tell your parents. The real one. You'll find out fast that almost everyone here started closer to zero than they ever admitted. At 25, retirement is a word for old people. You have a coworker, his name is Derek, who already puts 8% of every paycheck into an account he cannot see or touch. You think he is strange. You think he is missing his 20s. You are wrong, but you will not know that for a long time. Something shifts. Not your income. Your ceiling. By 30, you have $8,000 saved. Derek has $50,000. You tell yourself the gap does not matter, that you will catch up later. That later is a place that always has room for you. Rule of this level. The first dollar saved is heavier than the last million because it is the only one that has to fight your own doubt to exist. By 35, you change jobs. In the scramble of moving boxes and new badges, you forget to roll over your old retirement account. It sits somewhere, forgotten, losing itself to fees you never read about. You are technically back near zero again. Derek does not change jobs. Derek does not forget anything. Derek is now the person other people quietly resent at parties. Something shifts. Not your title. Your silence at dinner when someone asks about savings. Then comes 40. And at 40, you have $0 saved for retirement. Again, not a metaphor. An actual balance of zero, printed in cold blue text on a login screen you almost do not open. This is the number that keeps people up at 2 in the morning. This is the number nobody posts about. This is the number that makes you feel like the whole system already decided the ending without asking you. If you are watching this at 40 with nothing saved, do not close the tab. Subscribe, because the next 10 years of your life will matter more to your final number than the first 20 ever did, and almost nobody tells you that part. Zero at 40 is not a life sentence. It is a starting gun that rang 20 years late. The account does not know your age. It only knows the amount and the time you give it. And at 40, you still have 25 years to give it. Something shifts. Not the number in the account. The decision to stop pretending later would handle itself. At 45, you open an automatic contribution. 6% of every paycheck, gone before you can spend it, gone before you can miss it. Is not dramatic. There is no montage. There is just a smaller number on a debit card and a slightly larger number somewhere you cannot see. Derek, at 45, is not doing better than you emotionally. He has more money. He also has less connection to the person he used to be. He skipped vacations for 15 years to hit a number. He tells you, quietly, over a beer he is not really drinking, that he does not remember the last time he called an old friend just to talk. Rule of this level. Money compounds in silence, but so does distance. By 50, the government lets you contribute more because it knows you are behind, because it knows millions of people are exactly where you are. You take every dollar of that catch-up room. You are no longer comparing yourself to Derek. You are comparing yourself to the version of you at 40 who almost gave up. Something shifts. Not the balance. The tone in your voice when your kid asks if you are okay financially. At 55, the account crosses $400,000. You do not feel it happen. There was no single day. There was just a Tuesday where you checked the balance for an unrelated reason and had to read the number twice. Compounding never announces itself. It only arrives. By 60, you have crossed $1 million. You tell almost no one. Not because you are ashamed. Because the number does not feel like a trophy. It feels like the result of 10,000 ordinary Tuesdays where you did not touch the account. Rule of this level. Wealth built quietly rarely feels like wealth to the person who built it. Something shifts. Not your bank statement. Your definition of enough. And now you are back where this started. 65. $2,100,000. A kitchen that is paid for. You are not smiling because peace does not look like the movies promised. It looks like silence you are no longer afraid of. Derek retired 2 years before you, with more money, in a bigger house, with fewer people who still call him. You retired later, with less, and with a phone that still rings. Retirement accounts do not actually run on money. They run on time, and time is the one asset the calculator on your bank's app can never give back to you once it is spent. You can recover from 0 at 25. You can recover from 0 at 40. It gets harder to recover from 0 at 55, not impossible harder. The years you hesitate are the only true cost in this entire system. So the real question was never how much you have right now. It was always how many years you still have left to give the number room to grow, and whether you are willing, starting today, to stop waiting for a better moment that was never actually coming.